Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. My name is Nurhana binti Aziz and I will be the moderator for this forum. The topic of this forum is should AI be allowed in education field? In this forum, there will be 4 panels to discuss about this particular topic. So each panel, please take time to introduce yourself.
Thank you, moderator. Hi, I'm Amalina and I will be the panel 1.
Hello, I'm Aisha and I'll be panel number 2.
Hi, I am Fazlin Patricia and I will be the panel number 3. I'm Edin or Emilia binti Erman. I am panel number 4.
Thank you so much for sharing. AI is artificial intelligence is when computer and machine are designed to think and learn like people. They can understand things, solve problems, make choices, and even talk and recognize faces like how our brain works. So without wasting our time, let's start to share your general thought about this topic. So Lina, should or should not AI be used in education field?
Thank you. Good morning to all my fellow friends. Today I'm here to strongly support the motion AI should be allowed in education field because AI provides students with easy to access information, accelerated learning, and fun opportunities to practice what they learn. As the first speaker, I will explain how AI improves access to information, support faster and personalized learning, and makes learning more engaging, especially in subjects like science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Let me begin with the most obvious advantage, easy access to information. In the past, students relied only on textbooks or limited library resources, but today, with the help of search engines like Google and platforms like YouTube, students can find answers to almost any kind of question in seconds. They can rewatch lessons, pause videos to take notes, and even look up explanations in different languages or formats that suit their learning style. This flexibility empowers students to take control of their learning. Secondly, AI allows for accelerated and personalized learning. Every student learns at a different pace. With apps and platforms like Duolingo, quizzes, or even AI-based tutors, students can practice more on topics they struggle with and move ahead in subjects they excel in. This kind of customization helps students improve faster than in a one-size-fits-all classroom. Last but not least, AI makes learning fun and interactive. Through educational games, virtual reality, and simulations, students are more engaged in their studies. Instead of just reading about science experiments, they can perform them virtually. This hands-on, enjoyable experience helps students remember lessons better and stay interested in learning. So ladies, AI is not just an add-on in education. It is a powerful partner that makes learning faster, easier, and more enjoyable for students. That's all for me. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing. That's a very good point, Lina. So Aisha, what is your perspective about this topic?
First of all, I do agree with panel number 1 that AI does have easy to access info. But personally, just because it's easy or fast does not mean it's effective. So I say this because we need to keep in mind that AI is computer generated information, meaning they collect information from even long time ago. So the answers or anything you're looking for that will not necessarily align with the answers that AI give you because it might be outdated to use for your current work. So we need to keep an open mind that just because AI gives instant answers, it doesn't necessarily mean that students understand it fully. So when everything is handed to you just like that, you're not even engaging with the material or the content, and you're just skipping the whole learning process. So this type of knowledge personally for me won't last because you won't even get to apply it in real life situations such as exams, interviews, and whatnot. Personally, I believe that I do not agree that AI should be used in the education field. Now, I say this because yes, it might be useful in certain situations and whatnot, but over-dependence on AI for problem solving can affect both students' critical thinking skills as well as independent learning skills. So these two skills happen to be essential in learning. These are the key components in every learning process.
That's a good point to argue with. Do you have any example of it?
Yes, I do have an example to support my point. So, for example, when students immediately get their assignments or exercises, and their first thought is to turn to AI tools such as ChatGPT or Copilot to look for answer schemes for the full assignment, this actually limits their creativity because they do not get to form their own opinions. So, they will most likely copy word for word of what AI has given them, and they don't even have the effort to paraphrase anything. So this of course limits their critical thinking skills because they don't get to form their own original opinions and thoughts. So over time, this makes it harder for students to come up with their own original idea and maybe along the way even lose confidence in their own unique ideas. So what happens when exams comes and AI isn't allowed? Well, students who rely too much on it might have a harder time to form their own creative opinion because they are so used to getting the work done the easy way. So, to conclude my point, I do believe AI is convenient, but it will definitely affect our critical thinking skills in the long run. Hence, we should not allow students to use it in their academic work. That's all from me.
Thank you so much, Aisha. So, I believe AI can make education more fun and engaging by offering personal learning and instant help. However, if we rely too much on AI, it might weaken our critical thinking skill over time. So while AI is helpful, we should still change ourselves to think and solve our problem on our own. Let's continue the session by hearing an opinion from our third panelist, Fazri.
Yes, so I will be focusing on how AI gives students 24 hours access to education. So in the past, learning was limited by time and place. If you had a question after school hours, you had to wait until the next day. If you missed a class, there was no way to revisit the lesson. But now with just a smartphone or laptop, students can access learning materials anytime and anywhere. AI tools like ChatGPT and AI tutor can act like virtual tutors. You can ask a question and get an instant explanation. You can take practice quizzes and receive feedback. You can also ask AI to help you understand a maths problem step by step at any time of the day or night. This means that AI is not just giving access to information, it's also giving access to intelligent support. Something many students struggle to get outside of the classroom. So we saw how important this was during COVID-19 pandemic. When schools were forced to close, technology and AI tools become our classrooms. They help us stay on track. Imagine how many students would have missed out if we didn't have access to online learning platforms and AI-powered tools. Now, I know that some people will say not everyone has access to devices or strong internet. That's true, and it's a real challenge. But instead of avoiding the technology, we should work towards making it more accessible for all, especially in rural areas. We can provide tablets, improve digital infrastructure, and train both students and teachers in using AI safely and effectively. So in conclusion, I think technology and AI are not replacing teachers. They are supporting both teachers and students. They break time barriers, provide personal guidance, and make learning available to everyone at any time. And as a student myself, I believe that we should embrace AI in education, not as a shortcut, but as a tool to help us understand better, learn deeper, and grow faster. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing. So, Evelyn, do you agree with Fazri's point? Do you have anything to add?
Yeah, actually I do. Hi everyone. So, Fazri, you mentioned that about learning online. So, like learning online means that the student didn't physically meet the teachers and their classmates physically. So, I think this can make it harder for them to talk or even ask questions like right away. Maybe they have like internet problem, or maybe they are even interrupted by their friends, so like their voice get overlapped, so they don't get answer for their question, right? So like, but different when students are in classroom, they can raise their hand and get help like quickly because the teachers saw them physically, like that. If like they don't understand something, they can when they don't understand something, they can make learning, it can make learning hard for them. Sorry. This is because they don't get answer as quickly as they can, or like support and that they would get in real classroom. The differences is it is just easier and clearer for the teacher to see the student physically rather than virtually. That's what I think. Tanya point I sendiri.
Thank you so much, Emily. So, what is your perspective about this topic?
In my perspective, I think I agree with Aisha, which is I think AI should not be allowed in education field. So like in my understanding, based on Hannah description, AI is like a smart computer or machine that can think a little bit like human. So I want to highlight think like human. Don't you think AI will replace us someday in the future? To focus on education field, AI is getting better and better at doing teachers' jobs such as grading tests and even teaching students. You know, for example, some of us even ask the ChatGPT to explain things to us like we're 5. Like explain this to me like I'm 5. So like I don't think any student gonna ask teachers to do that. But who did they ask? AI. So AI can do tasks faster and better and more accurately than people, because people make mistakes but AI don't. As AI improves, schools will want to use them because it can save monies and time. So this means there might be a fewer job for teachers because AI can do the teacher's job. Are we really just gonna surrender our teaching ability to robots that don't even have feelings to teach us or our kids with love and patience like that? Like if putting everything into conclusion, if we don't pay attention, many teaching jobs could disappear because of AI.
Thank you so much. I have a question. As you stated that educators might lose their job if the AI is overconsumed as the student, do you think it is possible to use AI without replacing the educators by balancing both AI and human teaching method?
So like, is it possible or not? I think balancing is like the most accurate or like a peacemaker word when we talk about human versus AI. But I believe that it is not so possible because AI can't build trust. Like I mentioned before, AI don't have feelings. So while AI don't have feelings, so while human emotionally can understand the student problem and understand why the student is falling behind, like the struggle behind a student, it might be easier for teachers to actually teach a student because they emotionally understand the student's struggles. So because from my perspective, to help students, we must understand their struggle emotionally first. That's my answer.
That's a good answer actually. So thank you so much everyone for sharing. Do you guys have anything to add?
No.
I don't think so.
Thank you so much. So I agree with all of the points given. So as we discussed just now, I believe AI has its own pros and cons. It's offer easy access to information and flexible learning opportunities. However, it's true that students should limit themselves so they did not overconsume and practice critical thinking and develop more educators in this country. Our discussion has come to an end. That's all for today. I would like to thank all of the panel to spend your time by being part of this forum. And thank you so much for keeping this discussion professional and treating each other with respect. Hopefully, our discussion today made it clear to the audience. Thank you so much.
Thank you.